He's going to tell you a little bit about our team and our season, and then we're going to open up the floor for any questions you may have for him.
Thank you, Ashley. So I'm Landon Cassill with Starcom Racing. Like she said, I'm a NASCAR driver. I'm 29 years old, and I've been racing in NASCAR for about 10 years. Starcom Racing is a new team in NASCAR. This is really their first full-time racing season, where they own a charter, which is a NASCAR franchise to race the entire season. The team was started with Derek Cope, who's a 1990 Daytona 500 champion. So there's a lot of experience on the management side of our team. They've hired me to come drive for them this year. And we're here at the New York Auto Show because we feel like this is a great platform. We feel like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of opportunity to build our network, to build our fan base, and just to showcase our brand. So that's why we're here at the New York Auto Show. We've got a great location right here at the entrance and the front doors. This year, we're really excited because we feel like we have a really good marketing platform to partner with brands and to showcase our brands. We have some partnerships with a company called Superior Essex. They're in the fiber optics or the fiber business. Starcom Fiber is a telecommunications construction company. They're our parent company here in New York, and they run fiber through all 5 boroughs of New York. And Superior Essex is a company that's partnered with Starcom Fiber to do a sponsorship, and the basis of their sponsorship, it has a lot to do with corporate hospitality and entertainment at the racetracks. It's just one of the many ways that they showcase they utilize their NASCAR sponsorship and entertain folks at the racetrack. We've also have sponsors called like Mane and Tail. They sell hair products. They do a lot of social media driven marketing campaigns, so we generate a lot of attention that way. We've had Permatex on the car at Daytona, which is a really exciting way to kick off our season. So we started this season with a new engine package. We've partnered with Earnhardt Childress Racing engines. We're leasing engines from them. We bought a new fleet of cars. We've moved into a new shop here in Salisbury, North Carolina, and we just, we're really excited to get this season going. And we're the first NASCAR team to have a booth here at the New York Auto Show. So that's kind of why we feel like what makes us unique and makes us special here. And with Starcom Fiber being based out of New Jersey, it feels pretty fitting because we're at home. So we're here all week. We'll have Derek Cope signing some autographs on Saturday, tomorrow. And I'll be back signing autographs on Tuesday and Wednesday. And I'd like to open the floor if anybody has any questions.
What's your experience like driving?
So I started in NASCAR in 2007. I was 18 years old and graduating high school, and I was signed by Hendrick Motorsports to be a test driver for Jimmy Johnson. So I've been in the Chevy camp a lot. I've driven Fords, I've driven Toyotas as well, but I've spent most of my time driving Chevrolet, and I was Jimmy Johnson's test driver for 5 years. I've won 4 championship rings with the 48 team at Hendrick Motorsports. I've done a lot of development in the simulator and testing for Chevrolet, and I was the 2008 Rookie of the Year in the Xfinity Series. And since then, I've kind of found a really good niche in the sport of NASCAR, driving for small and upstart teams. So I've driven for teams like Hillman Racing, Phoenix Racing, now Starcom Racing, and these are all teams that were kind of upstart teams. Not Hillman Racing, especially, and Starcom Racing, brand new teams. And sometimes the key is to take care of your equipment at that level and to gain sponsorship. So that's been a job that I've been doing for a little while.
Landon, having a charter has got to be really important.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So the question is about having a charter and how important it is. A charter in NASCAR is basically the franchise that guarantees you a starting spot. And that guaranteed starting spot is crucial when it comes to talking to sponsors, building a business model as a NASCAR team, and having your guaranteed earnings, and to know that you're going to be able to go to that race and compete. So that's a huge selling point for us as a team. It's a huge investment for Starcom Fiber to invest in the motorsports world and to buy a franchise within NASCAR. But they believe in it. We believe in it. And that's really the big flag that we carry.
Actually, it's one of the things, building a business is one of the cases you might like to make. Is it possible to say NASCAR is good value? In other words, it's not as expensive as other forms of motorsport, even if it's more expensive than other ones that give you less visibility. It's like a balance of cost and visibility.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we definitely feel like NASCAR is a good value, and we feel like the sport is definitely coming the way of value as well. NASCAR is really getting progressive on how they want the business to look for owners to come into the sport, because it's any motorsport is very challenging to invest in and compete in and win. Starcom Racing came up at the right time, where in the next couple of years NASCAR is going to be unveiling a new car. There's going to be a lot of cost containment in that model, and it's going to be a competitive platform for companies like Starcom Racing to be able to compete with the Penske's and the Hendricks and the major manufacturers, and really give our sponsors a great bang for their buck, because there's many different levels of marketing opportunity for companies, and up until now it's a pretty big barrier of entry. It's a tough hurdle to get onto a NASCAR race car, where a team like ours can do it for a pretty affordable cost.
Talk to how important sponsorship is in NASCAR.
So how important sponsorship is in NASCAR? It is very, very crucial, especially if you want to go fast, right? The sponsorship dollars are really what drive a lot of the development into our cars. And when it comes to the revenue of a race team, the sponsorship can take up a huge portion of that revenue. And so, we fund our race team off of the investments of the car owners and our prize money, but the sponsorship is really what's going to drive it over the edge. And when a sponsor comes to our team and we build a sponsorship package, not all of that money is just going into the car. A lot of that money is going to be reinvested in marketing for that partner and gaining exposure based on their needs. So it's really, the motorsports business is a manufacturing business in a lot of ways. It's an R&D business in a lot of ways, and it's a marketing business in a huge part of it. A huge part of it is that.
What do you hope to achieve by being here?
What do we hope to achieve by being here this week? It's really to kind of get exposure for our brand and meet people, see people, show people who we are. We feel like New York is home for this team because Starcom Fiber is based right here out of New Jersey. They do all their work in all 5 boroughs. We feel like this is a tremendous platform, being that there's going to be 1 million people walk through this building. We're right here by the entrance. This is, and it's not just what's happening here on the floor, but what's happening on social media. I see 10 phones that are all live streaming or videoing right now. We're live streaming on the Starcom Fiber Facebook page. So, we feel like we have to stand out in a little bit different way than other race teams. Like I said, NASCAR teams don't really come to the New York Auto Show, and for the place that we're at and the size that we have, there's no reason not to be here.
I guess also being Northerners, what's historically thought of as a Southern sport. Is that another way for yourself to distinguish yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, NASCAR seems like a Southern sport. We are definitely very heavy in the Southeast, but I'm from Iowa. I grew up racing all over the country, but I grew up racing in the Midwest, and there's some really strong racing in the Midwest. There's a lot of dirt tracks as well. And up here in New York, some of the best racers in the sport come from upstate, come from the modified racing on dirt and asphalt. And to be honest with you, our Northeastern race fans are some of the most passionate and well-educated race fans about NASCAR that we see all over the country. The tracks in Pocono, Dover, New Hampshire, Watkins Glen are the racetracks that I sign the most hero cards. I sign the most letters and trading cards. These are fans that really pay attention to what we have going on.
In your opinion, do you feel sponsorship is harder or easier to get in this day and age in NASCAR?
Is sponsorship harder or easier to get in this day and age in NASCAR? I mean, I think it's definitely very challenging because there's so much more competition if you have a marketing product to sell, and so I could definitely say it's harder, and in the sales process it's challenging. But at the end of the day, I think that any kind of sales, whether you're selling sponsorship on a race car or any type of other corporate marketing program, it's relationship based. It's about building trust and learning what your potential client really needs. And if there's one thing that Starcom Fiber, as our parent company, is really good at, it's how they treat their clients, how they treat their employees, how they appear and how they look, and they, they're trying to replicate that model to their NASCAR team, and that's something that we will pass along to our marketing partners. It's building just a solid relationship and being able to accomplish everybody's goals through our relationship. So it is selling marketing, selling sponsorship is extremely challenging right now. Harder, probably, to answer your question, harder than it's ever been. But it's a relationship business that we feel like we can do well at. Well, thank you guys very much for coming, and we'll be here all week.